Hello Capricorn, welcome to your April 2020 reading for lovely Aries season. Yes, I was gone for a couple of years from my platform and now I am back. I am going to be posting these on my IG live and on YouTube, so you can check them out in both places. And let's get into your reading, shall we? Let's see what's going on for Capricorn. Saturn has just left your sign. He's moving now into Aquarius. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna take this one. So the first card out is a Lover's card. So on a more, I don't want to say surface level, but on a more obvious level, right? A card of Gemini. So maybe you're dealing with a Gemini. Maybe you are dealing with a love relationship that feels very divinely protected, feels almost kind of ordained, or as if it is meant for you. On a deeper level, right? Not that those things aren't deep, but on a more personal level, on a more internal level, this could also represent within yourself sort of the coming together or the marriage of the two dichotomies within you, right? Like the two polars within you, the yin and the yang, coming together and healing happening behind that. Could also represent choices. Maybe there are options that you need to make choices on. We have the Hierophant here. So sounds like if this is about a relationship, the Hierophant being the established, a card of establishment, a card of, you know, that which is written in stone, that which can become dogmatic, right? The Hierophant can represent the sort of the solidifying of a relationship, the solidifying of, because even though when we have this Lover's card here and we have, you know, something that is divinely being watched over, there is still a need for the building and the creation of structure, right? Especially with this card being the card of Gemini. That Gemini is mutable air, that there isn't a lot of structure there because it's not needed. Gemini doesn't need it, right? Whereas I feel like with Capricorn, that's something that you need more of. Cardinal Earth, yes, but still Earth, right? Still there is a need for a foundation. There is a need for a set of principles, right, to be written into your relationships. Be careful that if you are in the process of sort of creating the terms and negotiating the terms of a relationship, which I feel like is very Capricorn. I dated a Venus in Capricorn, and it felt like kind of like a negotiation process or of a compromise, right? Which for me brought security as a Cancer moon, but as a Sag rising did not feel very freeing or breathable even. So yeah, another card. Here you are, King of Pentacles. I feel like this Lover's relationship, this card, whether this is a relationship or a situation that is calling upon higher faith, calling upon maybe less adherence to the dogma, to the structure, to the need for control. I feel like that is actually sort of sparking an even more need to be probably stubborn and more in control. Let's keep going. Let's see what else, because I'm getting the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles, though not at all the same, share very many of the same elements and messages. This can also represent a stepping into of the higher self, right? A stepping into of that part of you that you know you are capable of stepping into. So we have the Chariot. You have the Chariot here. So yes, forging, here you are. Here's the Devil. Knight of Swords, 10 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 7 of Swords. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups. Let's see here. So we have a Chariot card, card of Cancer. You could be dealing with a Cancer potentially, right? Since I'm seeing the Chariot and the Devil card sitting sort of next to each other, or not sort of, definitely sitting next to each other. And once again, we have this sort of repeating of this sense of dichotomy, right? This sense of two parts of a whole coming together. So in the Lovers card, you know, the twins, the Gemini twins coming together. And then here in your card, those same twins are sort of in bondage, right? Those same twins are held to each other. And then with the Chariot card, it feels as though both of these individuals, both of these sort of directions, these two people want to go in these two different directions. If you've been dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, there has been, it's not been the greatest experience, not been the greatest, to say the least. We have the 10 of Swords here. And for some reason, it's as though you are left holding the bag. You are left holding regret. It's almost as though a situation has fallen apart, a relationship, right? On this side of the reading. And you very well may have had some good points to make, or may not have even really been the one that was totally in the wrong. And yet this air sign energy, right, this Knight of Swords, you see what I'm saying? You're showing up as yourself. You're not being anything other than who you are. You have not been anything other than who you are in this situation. And it almost feels as though this Knight of Swords energy, that in and of itself was extremely bothersome and extremely, someone was trying to potentially get a rise out of you, I would say. And they came for you with their sword. And then they left you with 10 in your back, ran off with 7, and then, 7 minus 10 is 3. Left you with 3 swords, right? The 3 of Swords is the remaining, is what's left from this battle, it appears. And you, regardless of this person having been the one who acted out entirely, you are left holding the regret. You are left holding the sadness, holding what used to be, holding and looking at, wow, how did this go wrong? You are the one left in the therapist chair trying to figure out how this all went wrong. This King of Swords, was it an Aquarius? Obviously, I don't feel as though this person has very much remorse or regret for what they did. I think most things for them is transactional. And I think that might have been what initially drew you to that person, is this sort of transactional nature about them, where there could be a potential promise in those situations that things will remain balanced, right? Like, That the reason why people keep tabs or do the tit for tat, thing is because we trying to keep tabs of things and trying to keep things balanced, right? Okay. Yeah. There was this initial sort of belief or hope for compatibility. And for some time, there was some compatibility. But you are not a Queen of Swords. You are a King of Pentacles. You have more in common with the Hierophant than you do with the King of Swords, in my opinion. Can I get clarification for the... everything's just flipping. Can I get clarification for the Lovers? Let's look at the Lovers a bit more. Yeah, this card kept wanting to come out. So it appears that this Lovers card does represent potentially maybe a Gemini or a situation, a love situation, a situation where you felt deeply connected and deeply bonded to the person or the situation. And there was this belief or this feeling that things were being divinely watched over. And it's actually created a sense of worry, right? A sense of overwhelming pain. This card is really painful. As an air sign, it's even difficult for air signs to navigate this feeling. And so in response to, I feel as though these four cards here, the Hierophant, the King of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Devil, right, are almost sort of like this overwhelming response to getting back to and returning to the original constitution of oneself, the getting back to the original blueprint of who you are. It's a restoration process. It's almost kind of like this purification process, right? With the Hierophant here, there's this need to move along very, very quickly from whatever transpired. And to really return back to your true nature. That maybe in this relationship, in this situation, you try to match this King of Swords energy, only to realize you actually didn't stand a chance. You didn't stand a chance. And not only was this King of Swords, Knight of Swords energy capable of putting you out in a position like this, but they then left in a way such as this. And like I said before, 7 minus 10 is 3, right? So you were left with 3 swords. You were left with 3 swords. And all of the regret. Somehow somebody did you in this way, and yet you feel as though you should be responsible. And there still might be this sort of stuck nature of trying to figure out, well, how does this person with all these swords do what they do? And this desire to still try and figure out how to operate within the energy of the swords as a Capricorn. Which I think you can do. You know, we can all step in and out of different elements, different signs, different, you know, we all have all the signs in our chart. We carry all the elements, we carry all the suits within us. But to try and literally become something else that really is not within your own makeup. Let's look at the Hierophant. Yeah, okay. So a new beginning, fresh start, new beginning, blind faith that if I can institute some form of structure back, some form, if I can recalibrate my belief system, that new opportunities, that I will step into a new page, I will step into a new chapter. Okay. For some reason, I'm being told to ask about money. So let's ask about Capricorn and work and career and finances. Any messages? Yeah, okay, the money will come. Now you all have Saturn moving into your second house, an Aquarius. So there's going to be some pausing and some need for, it's not that Saturn stops the thing. Saturn doesn't completely halt or cease productivity. It can, but the real intention isn't just to sort of stop things in its track just for the sake of it. The purpose and why Saturn does that is to put you into a sort of reflective period, a pruning process, a purification process, which I feel like this Temperance card does speak to, right? The Temperance card is the very strategic and slow integration of multiple energies, of multiple waters. And so Saturn in the second house is probably asking you to have some patience and to also have some discernment, right? We have the foot being dipped in ever so slightly. No one's jumping into anything. That's not Saturn's bag. That's not what Saturn does. So for money, I would say be patient. Really make sure if you're doing a business deal with somebody else that the energies are capable of really blending. That there is this possibility for this beautiful synergy to take place between you and a business partner, or you and a company, or you and a new job. And I mean, also we're in a time right now where the world has literally slowed down. And money's not coming through for a lot of people. And if that's the case, angels, the spirit isn't saying, not ever, just not right now. It is a time to really make sure the levels and the energies are totally balanced with each other. Any final words of guidance and wisdom for Capricorn for April 2020 Aries season? Okay, yeah, strength. The Leos in your life and the Sagittarians in your life are having bigger and louder than they have been. Their places in your life. The Leos and the Sagittarians in your life may be playing a big role right now in helping you to really encapsulate the energies of the Temperance and of the Strength card. And so for strength, right? And I can't help but notice the yellow backgrounds, right? Between the Fool, the Strength, King of Pentacles, and the Chariot, that there is this tying together of this theme of new beginnings, moving back into who you truly are after a period of someone literally doing this and then leaving like this, right? And this rush back towards, this willful push back towards your inner reserves of who you truly are, and your inner reserves of strength. So the Leos in your life will, can be very helpful. Not all, but for some of you, the Leos in your life will be very helpful. And again, I can't help but think about how strength is sort of managing to tame the beast, right? And that the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles and the Chariot actually speak to a sense of control and a sense of structure and a sense of absolute agency and autonomy in how one chooses to be. When you do this, when you try and become something that you're not, and you're out of your element, you lose the capacity to decide where you want to go. And you might have given your power to this King of Swords way too early in the game, way too quickly, and with way too much enthusiasm. Let's look at this Queen of Swords. Let's look at this Queen of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, that's what I thought. And the Seven of Wands. Working really hard to stand your ground in a situation that you really have no business being in. You know, sometimes the Seven of Wands is a worthy fight. And sometimes the Seven of Wands can speak to a fight that we really have no business fighting. And that's why we are in this position of uneven footing and being extremely outnumbered. It's almost like this fighting off of this true nature of who you really are. But as I said before, strength will carry you through. Leos, Sagittarians, Cancers, other Capricorns can be great forms of strength for you right now. And yes, that is your reading for April 2020. Aries season, and I will see you all for Taurus season, and I hope you all are staying safe and staying inside if you can. If you're working, thank you. If you're not working and staying home, thank you, and I'll see you next month. Bye.